Alright, so I figure that since NECA was about a year too late on getting these Prometheus figures out, I figure I can be about a year too late on doing the review. Like when these things hit Toys R Us, I was like, I really never thought that these toys would surface. Then when they did show up, like I found two of them, like right away, and I like seriously had to hunt to track this Shaw figure down. Like they're all really good figures. They're NECA. Like I mean, come on, I don't think NECA's ever made a bad toy. Like they're always pretty good. The Shaw comes with like the David head. I think he's David. Yeah, he is David. Comes with the David head. He's pretty cool. The Vickers, it's basically the same toy as the Shaw, but with a different head. And then what is it? Fifields, Sean Fifields. He's definitely pretty cool with like the acid-eating face, the helmet. They're cool toys. They're human characters for a movie that nobody really cared about, so they're kind of figures that nobody really ever cared about. But they still sold out really quick, so apparently somebody cared about them other than myself. And I obviously cared about them because I bought them too. Let's check them out. Alright, so for some action figures that we never really wanted, and a movie that we never asked for, these things are actually really good. Especially the female figures. Let's check them out. Alright, so on the female figures, these things are, to me, pretty much like perfect action figures. They are really good. Let me go ahead and take this bubble off. So first off, when you get these, if you get them, you probably won't get them. You probably already have them because these things came out a while. This little camera deal or light deal or whatever it is, do yourself a favor. Get your Gorilla Glue out. Glue that thing on before you lose it, because that thing actually comes in a separate package, and that thing in a toy room could get lost really quick. For accessories, she comes with this David head. This thing, I mean, that's NECA perfection right there. Really good job on that. Really digging that. She also comes with this axe. Ooh. This axe, which looks really nice. Tons of detail on that thing as well. And to me, where NECA really shines, at least on these female action figures, is the articulation, which you guys might think there's not enough of it. To me, I think there's plenty, and it's done really clean. The head is on a ball. I think there's plenty of movement there. The shoulder pad here is actually a nice soft rubber, so that's done really well. This thing moves around, kind of a ball there. It has a single elbow. There's no pin, no nothing. Really clean. This piece here is also like a soft, pliable rubber, so it can move, and then it has that swivel there, which is something that I really like on my female action figures. I know a lot of guys are screaming for double elbows on everything, but I'm not that guy. So if you look at this figure overall, there's not one pin in any of the articulation. Him, however, that's a totally different story. But this thing is just truly amazing. Like, look at the ab crunch on here. For like a female figure, this is like something like everybody complains that Marvel Legends isn't doing an ab crunch on their female figures. Well, this is a really good way to do it. Like that thing, it doesn't move a lot, but it moves a little bit. Then it also turns here at the waist, which that is totally hidden. So this thing, as far as articulation goes, pretty much every joint is hidden. Put a nice little ass on the figure, but then when you kind of go like this, it looks weird back here. So you're kind of limited there, but it's still really, really well done. All these lines are sculpted on. No cheating here. Everything's sculpted, painted really well. The articulation on the knee, it's a single knee, then it also turns here, so which I like that. Then it's also kind of like soft here, so you get a little bit of movement out of it. And then as far as the ankle goes, you got a hinge, you got a pivot. Really nice. Really like this action figure. I mean, it's just like, it's going to go on the alien shelf. There's so many aliens on that shelf that when you get a human character like this, it actually looks pretty cool. Then you have her. Go ahead and take her dome off. Which on the head sculpt on this, once again, NECA perfection. She's basically the same exact toy as this, except for the head and her accessories. So we'll just go ahead and look at that. You kind of have to tweak that thing a little bit to get her to hold it with both hands, but once you finally do get it in there, that does look really nice. Everything else on this toy is exactly the same, which it should be. It's the same costume, so when they do that, it's kind of cool. It's not a big deal. Then you got this guy, which I think he's really cool. Getting his dome on was actually quite of a challenge. And then once again, this thing, the light, make sure you Gorilla Glue that thing on there right away. The lenses broke out. I would take it off. It's really hard to get it off. You don't really need to take it off anyway. The articulation on this, it's done really well, but it's weird because on the elbow you have like a pin here, and then you still have like a single elbow, and then it doesn't have that, like, it doesn't turn this way. So I don't know, that's weird. On the shoulders are ball and socket there, so that's really cool. One thing that I definitely like about this, it's got that extra articulation right there, like at top of the glove. That's definitely cool. As far as the hands go, they're on that same like pivot ball deal that pretty much everybody's doing. The ab crunch on this guy, I definitely like it. I think it hides really well, and then the waist joint also hides really well. And then they went with some crazy like multiverse, like weird, like they got a big pin right here. I don't know what Mesco was thinking with this. Like, it's just weird that they chose to do some articulation like that on their toy. And then all this is like a soft pliable rubber, which is cool because you get a little bit more out of it. It's got a double knee on it, but then you got two big pins here. Like, I'd rather have something like on the female figure, because like unless you got him like running, like, I mean, how much articulation do you need on something like this? And then down here on the ankle also has a hinge, has a little rocker. As far as accessory goes, he comes with this little like flashlight, book, computer thing, whatever it is. That's basically it. Nothing really exciting on the accessories. That's the toys. I've been sitting on these for quite some time, but everything I buy, I review before I put it on the shelf. Speaking of shelf, let's check that out. So here's the alien collection. I'll go ahead and walk you all the way around the shelf, and then I'll take a nice long lengthy pause when we get to the Prometheus figures, because that's kind of what this video is about. But the alien shelf is definitely looking solid. Like, I'm always wondering like how far this line, oh man, Spider-Man just totally got in the way. Sorry about that. Let me get up here, show you the Prometheus section. This alien was really good, especially because he was shoving it down this dude's throat. That was definitely a cool, funny, and interesting scene in the movie. And then you go back here. Basically, the two girls have the same exact costume. The two guys basically have the same exact costume. I'm not real sure why he even needs a costume because he's a robot, but whatever. There he is. There's a Prometheus, and I'll walk you down for the rest of the alien shelf. There's the collection. Man, this alien shelf, I tell you what, NECA, good job on this shit, for sure. Like, when you look at this as a collection, really well done. I wonder when the aliens is actually going to stop. Like how far can they push this line? They're definitely taking it to the limit. There's the collection. Like always, thanks for watching.